Good morning. It's Friday, second week, and yes, things are going great. Vice in Queensland school starts next week, so things are getting back to normal. Just a few things I want to discuss with you on this Friday. Things to just think about over the weekend and weeks and so coming up. First of all, from now on, all telephone calls to us are recorded, or if I phone you, it's recorded. So in case I don't mention it when I phone you, you have the right to say that you don't want this call to be recorded. So just inform me when the call starts to say that you don't want this recorded. It's just for teaching and training purposes anyway, so it's up to you. So I'm just informing you of this new thing that's happening. Secondly is 5 June is our teach out for the current diploma. So what is important is that if you are already on a extension, that we need to finish up. So our cut-off date is 5 June. So we need to work really hard to finish up by 5 June to make sure that we are that you get your diploma. Otherwise, it's just going to be a letter of attainment for the units that you have already completed and was successful in. So remember, 5 June is our teach out. We need to work hard to get to 5 June. Also, practicals are really important, and please don't leave your practicals till last. Some students have shot themselves in the foot a bit because they left the practicals to last, and now they have to revisit all the books because if you can't give the correct information during the practical, it's not just for talking, there's specific things that needs to be done with every practical which are linked to every unit. So then you have to spend some time first is to reread the book before you can do the practical, otherwise you will not be successful in it. Also, unfortunately for many people that left it till last, is the practicals have changed. Originally it was just one practical, now mostly it's 3 sessions, 2 to 3 sessions per practical. So yeah, so let's get this done as soon as possible before we change again, and maybe get more practicals added to your list, which you didn't have to do if you did your practicals on time. So that's the other thing. Is also assessments are quite important. Make sure you get those assessments. The agreement or the rule is 1 assessment per week. 1 assessment is about 2% on your progression. So I do have students that's quite far behind. Please speak to me on the 25th. That's Wednesday coming. We're going to have a bit of an open day where we can sit with each student for 15 minutes and go through your progression and see where you are, and sort of make up a study plan to see how we're going to get you through steer you through and trying to get you to 5 June. So if you want to be part of this, just send me a text and say, I'm available this time or this time. Give me about 2 times when you're available, and I can give you a phone call and we can discuss your progression and also make plans, maybe create a study plan again for you to help you. So those are things that also always remember 5 June is our cut-off date. 5 June is our teach out for the current diploma. Right, then also important is, as from this coming week, workshops are starting again. I will record all my workshops and put all my workshops on the YouTube channel. For you to access the channel, I will from time to time send out a link saying, hey, this is the workshop we've done, please look at this. But sometimes I don't do that. Sometimes I just load it straight up. It's just sometimes a time issue to send text message to all my students. At this stage I've got a load of more than 50 students that I'm looking after. So the most important or the easiest way for you to be up to date with the workshops I'm doing is to subscribe to my YouTube channel. So how to do that is you go onto one of the links that I have already sent you in previous time per text message. You go into the channel and there will be a button that says subscribe. The only way to subscribe is to also open your own account with them, which is the normal sort of thing: email address, password, and then you have an account, same as you do with Facebook and with all your others. and then you subscribe. And every time that I will post something, post a video, post a workshop, post a live chat, anything, it will be posted, or you'll get a notification via email saying that I have placed something there. There are also quite a few workshops, quite a few, I think they're from about 2014, so there's a heap and a half. Some of them are role plays that will give you an idea. Some of them are role plays specifically done around practicals to give you an idea exactly what is needed in a practical. There's one specifically that we did called Betty Counselling Brad, and that one is basically just doing the whole thing, confidentiality and all those things, to show you exactly what is needed, especially like in a practical one or so from the start. So that's quite important. Subscribe to the channel, it's for your own benefit, and keep on watching these videos. And also, if you can send me a text message once you've watched the video and say, hey, I have watched the video on self-harm, or I have watched the video on CBT, or on how to approach your practical, just send me a text message on that, or an email, because ASQA, that's the governing body that's looking after all our educational stuff, ASQA told us, or ASQA wants us to show, which they call volume of learning, or proof of volume of learning, which means that for all your assessments we need to prove that you spent a specific time in preparing for those assessments, apart from your normal 15 hours a week, which is required for the current diploma. The next diploma, that's changing to 40 hours a week, but the current diploma requirement is still 15. So on that one, I would like you just to send me a text and say, hey, I've watched this, so I can put it on each student's file. There's a column called evidence that I can just put in evidence and say, on this date, the student watched this video it's an hour-long video on CBT, or it's an hour-long video on whatever the topic you've actually watched then. It's basically to just help yourself to prove, if there's an audit on your qualification, to say that you really are qualified and you deserve to get this diploma. So it's all those things are just I've put in place for you or I've put that in place to help you to just add to your proof on your way to graduation. It also is there to actually just expand your knowledge. I've been a distance student for many years. I've done my counselling masters as an external student too, so I know exactly some of the frustrations being a distance student. I've also lectured distance students at university, so I understand the issues relating to that, and that's why I'm trying to do more videos to show you more access to workshops we're doing here. The other thing is, some of you might have already had made use of WebEx. WebEx is starting to come in now for all of us. Because I was face-to-face all these years, I've never used WebEx. So I've finally got a WebEx account, so soon I'll do WebEx sessions again, maybe once a week or so. I will, within the next week or two, will send you out an invite for WebEx workshops. Those of you that say, hey, what's WebEx? I've never heard of WebEx. WebEx is actually like almost like a conference call where we all sign in at the same time. I can do a workshop, you can watch me on your computer, and you can ask questions. It's all live, and I can share my screen, my PowerPoints, everything with you while we do that. So that's going to happen within the next week or two. You're going to get an invite, and then follow all the steps on the invite to become part of WebEx. Yes, that's all I had to say for this week. It's been a hectic week here in the branch. I hope things are quiet, and if you had to wait a few days for assessment, I think all my assessments are up to date since we've reopened. May you just have a great weekend. I hope it's not so warm where you are, and that if your kids go back to school next week, great opportunity for you to just get in and get the studies done before we reach Teach Out 5 June. May you just have an awesome weekend. Remember, you can always contact me via text, email, phone calls. If you want me to call back, like some students do, is they send me a text message and say, hey, can you give me a call? Then we'll try and call as soon as possible. May just have an awesome day, awesome weekend. We will talk again soon and let those assessments come over the weekend. Surprise me Monday morning when I actually log on and let it just be flooded with assessments. Have a great weekend.